So this is Gauntlet Hangouts, which is an online gaming community. You can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. That's all I'm going to say about that. This is the second session of Zombie World. This is the point at which all bets are off. This is where I've killed all the players that I've killed in the Zombie World games so far. And so their tears have been delicious. So what we're going to do tonight is we are continuing on sort of in mid-event with some of the group out, and we're going to play and resolve that out and see where we get at that point. We're going to play, obviously take a break, go on. We'll play until we think we're at a good stopping point or until we kind of hit end time and we want to move to wrap. This is a card-driven zombie apocalypse game a la The Walking Dead. It is a card-driven game where you're going from essentially the images from a print and play version of this. We're playing with Roll20. I actually spoke with Mark Diaz-Truman just briefly, and they are working on a fully functional Zombie World module for Roll20 that they're hoping to roll out early next year. So that's kind of cool because this is my version is a little haphazard. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with players giving the introductions for their characters. I'm setting us up where they're at. I'm going to ask you which of your cards are revealed. And you can tell me how many are not revealed so far when it come around to you, because that's a factor for assisting people. And it also kind of informs us about how much information has been given out on characters. Should you die early, I do have some other random sets of character cards, so just be aware of that. Larry, you are on my far left on the video list here, so I'm going to make you start with the introduction of your character.
Sure. I am playing James Hagler. I am a black man in his mid-60s. I am bald. I got a graying beard, thick-muscled, and light on my feet. As far as what has been revealed so far, not a lot. I am currently serving as the cook for the group. We do have a cafeteria, so that goes well together. Also, I guess you do know that in the nearby town, I used to own a diner before the zombie apocalypse happened.
But we haven't actually seen your past card been revealed?
Nope,
or your
not yet.
Yet. Okay.
That's right.
And of course, the other key element that I want to mention of your character, because I want to re-emphasize it, is the young girl, Belle, that you're watching out for, who is left alone back at the hospital while all of this is going on. So just know that she's out there with her Beauty and the Beast coloring book and her rationed crayons, sitting and waiting for all of you to return.
Safe and sound, yes.
Absolutely. On the note of bringing that particular horror show onto the table, I just want to remind you that we do have the X card on the table for safety tools. I don't assume that anything that we did last week is necessarily, I mean, if there's something else that maybe you didn't object to last week that you feel that you want to X card this week, you can do that. It is all fair game for you. So recognize that safety tool is on the table. Next, we're going to come to Robert. Robert, please tell us about your character and his delightful personality.
Yeah, so I'm playing as Bill Bertelson. He is the diplomat of the group, and he is a politician through and through. Believes that he is definitely next in line to become president. Whether that's true or not, nobody can really figure it out, but he is definitely sure that he is Mr. Future President. And as far as cards I've revealed, I think I revealed that I'm a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Or I was a psychiatrist at some point. And that's the only one other than my class card.
And your sort of ally is actually with you, and that is Maya.
That was, Maya.
Okay.
And that's my daughter's best friend, who just so happens to work in this city that I was campaigning in when everything went down.
Excellent, excellent. And we'll get back to exactly what's going on in the chopper in a little bit. The chomper chopper, I believe we established needed to be called. So next, Sarah, please tell us about your character.
So Nora Green was a cop and kind of technically still is with how this hospital has ended up. She's in her mid-30s, awfully short, but not afraid to get in people's way. She does not have time for your shit and is willing to leave people behind, but not kill them herself.
Yes. Okay. And you had a little run-in last time with the other cops, Mike Hosokawa.
Yeah, one of them is currently with us, Deputy Hobbs. I don't remember her first name.
Karen, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She is with you. Yeah, Karen Hobbs. But you were able to use your influence and get them to agree to send one along, and you are headed to the fortified police headquarters, police station in the area that had been in the early days of the fall had been a place of refuge, but we haven't heard from it in a while. So that's an important detail. All right. Thank you. Last but not least, let's come to you, Stephen. And who are you?
I'm playing Andrew Harkness. He's a youngish 28, 29-year-old guy. Kind of lanky, wears a jacket. He's my class card is the mediator. So I try to make sure that everyone's just kind of getting along in the little enclave that we have in the hospital. I've got a side deal with Nora where we're trying to, what was it?
Just to get to the police station, I think.
Yeah, we're trying to raid the nearby police station to get better supplies and better defenses. I also have an ally, an NPC ally who's with us, Leo Clark, the Drifter, and I know him from before, all the zombie stuff went down. So he's kind of, street smart, street hoodlum.
But perhaps a little bit of a loose cannon on this trip. Very much wanting to kind of run off on his own. So let me frame back into where I think we are, and you can tell me if I've missed any major details. There was generally a discussion within the camp about heading out, not heading out, the necessity of going to get more supplies, the fact that the zombies, their numbers have significantly increased in recent days, and the hospital is not set up right now to cope with that. And they've been pressing in certainly more than ever. There, of course, was the sort of discussion between Andrew and Nora about how to handle that eventually dragged James in. James wanted to go. Nora didn't want him to go, but he kind of forced himself along on this. And of course, there was the recruitment of the police officer. At the same time, we had Bill Bartleston have an encounter with Nora and maybe take a little bit of umbrage at his treatment in that interaction. Bill has heard from Maya that there have been people who have been sick, that the hospital could really use to get some power from the hydroelectric power plant. The community, the enclave, has been able to, in the past, send out one or two people to go and fix a few things at the power plant to give you power for a little while, maybe for a week or 10 days. And that's the hope now. But because the helicopter draws so much noise, that's sort of been off the table. Bartleson put it back on the table and convinced the hospital administrator that it was proper to take this helicopter out to maybe go and rescue I'll put this in air quotes, rescue the group heading to the police station, and then from there make straight for the power plant to perhaps make repairs there. The pilot of the helicopter, his name is Samuel Taddison, and he is very reluctant to be doing this because he's not entirely sure that there will be enough fuel to get back. So Taddison has taken Bartleson. Bartleson's taken one of his assistants. Bartleson has also convinced Maya that she should bring along one of their recovering dementia patients on what he has promised will be a trip that will help in her recovery. And where we took off last time, we saw that helicopter coming in. That it's sort of the middle of this downtown of this smallish one street town, kind of drawing some attention of the zombies, even as our group of survivors who are running away have kind of made a break away from the group of zombies and are kind of headed off towards the police station. So I want to start with our people on the ground. And previous to this, James kind of stuck by. I believe that James got a bardiche or some sort of other large, an axe, a big axe from the Franklin Mint was delivered to you. And so you have that thing, replica, got nice runes painted, glow in the dark. And Andrew had been kind of running interference and trying to draw things up, but Nora is really the person who's kind of in charge of the group. So Nora, let me ask you, you've kind of made this break away from the downtown. You've got just a little ways to go to get that police station, but you hear the hospital chopper. So what is it that you want to do? What's your reaction to that?
Well, I think when we left off, he had already put the grandmother out.
No, he hadn't quite yet.
Okay.
That is on the table as a possibility, though.
All right. So first thought is no, leave immediately because there is so much noise and there is a swarm of zombies very close to us, and they are headed in the same direction we are. The chopper is. So they are going to draw them in the same direction quickly.
So
we need to move.
Okay, so that sounds to me like you are essentially just basically trying to flee the dead. Like you are trying to get your speed up and head out. Does that seem right?
Although we are on the roofs, so I don't know how much immediate danger we're in, but we're gonna have to get down eventually.
My assumption was that you had gotten down to the ground past the initial swarm of zombies. You had used the roofs to do that, and now you were heading over. Does that seem right?
Okay. Yeah.
So do you want to pull for the fleet of dead? Do you want to kind of
sure
point on that?
And this is survivor.
So that is survival.
And just one, right? Or no, that's dependent on my stance.
Recall all the cards. Let me shuffle this for you. Yeah, so what is your survival?
It is 2.
Yep, so you can draw 2 cards.
Is there a helping mechanic?
Not on zombies.
Okay. I don't need it. It is a triumph.
So tell me what it looks like. What is it that you do to take advantage of that noise, to take advantage of you hitting the ground and your knowledge of the police station to get over there? What is it that happens?
Well, I actually don't know exactly where I'm going. I'd be relying on Deputy Hobbs.
Okay.
But probably she knows like a back way in, or maybe she still has keys even that she got from Kusakawa.
Okay. She's got them on one of those things. It's attached to her belt, so they're on still one of those little pull-out string things, and she's
Yeah.
trying to fumble for those. And what do we see of you? What I mean? Do we see you leading from the front? Do we see you pushing people along? What's your manner in this?
Where's James right now?
James is kind of catching up to you. He kind of no, he was actually with you. So James is with you.
Okay. So I mean, we're far enough away that we can run. So I'd just be running, like yelling at everyone, just go as fast as you can.
It is an all-out run, and I assume Andrew, that you are also following along.
Yep.
I am. I'm taking the rear guard.
Okay. So everybody's making their rush across it. So Bill, let me ask you, since we've seen this, I mean, we can see again, like the air shift as the blades of the helicopter are certainly kind of creating some wind swath below, because you're just kind of over. You will see that group of 5 people running and making a break for the police station. It does look like the zombies, are agitated by the sound of the helicopter, but the group has gotten some distance, and it looks like they're going to make it to the police station. What is it that you would tell the pilot to do? What was it that you would do, Bill?
Let's see. Well, I think we need to go around the police station. Draw the zombies away. Give them some time.
He says, do you mean we should head on to the power plant? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can draw the zombies there and corner them, and it's all good.
Absolutely. Says, yeah, because I don't want to detour around here at all.
Of course.
And so he will lean in, and he will push the chopper on, and you on the ground will actually see the chopper go past and continue on past the police station. And sort of surprisingly head on. And you hit this back door, and when you get there, you realize that this place is tight. It is barricaded up. When you hit there, Hobbs has her keys out, but there is stuff against the doors where she can't even really get to the keys, get to the lock there.
Okay. Enough. Does it look light enough that we could just shove it aside?
You could certainly try to do that. It might take a while to do that. It might draw some attention. You could try and look for another way in. You could climb up, or you could focus on getting this door open. I mean, you do have the keys.
Yeah, I feel like this is our best bet. And if the chopper is moving away, the sound will at least temporarily draw them in a different direction. So
that seems good to me. So I'm going to have you do an avert disaster, and then I'm going to check in with your other 2 characters that are with you and see what they are doing.
Okay.
Now, this is one where somebody can help or interfere.
Who wants to help?
Or interfere. Just saying, that's the full name of the move. Not that you'd want to, but.
So I'll try and help. I think that as soon as I see, the keys come out and go for the door, and then that we need to get through there, I'm going to double time it and try and make sure we get through this debris as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'm going to enlist Leo as well.
Okay. So how this works is you mark stress on your character, and because Nora has 2 face-up cards, she's permitted to draw 2 additional cards on top of her standard survival pull. So I think that's 4, right? Okay, let's see it.
3 misses and an edge.
And an edge. All right. So I think that you will get this stuff away to get like the door exposed, and Nora will get that key in that lock, and when you kind of pull it open, you'll see some like some fishing lines and some stuff connected to that makes you suspect that that door is actually booby trapped. But you've got the door open, and she stopped. She hasn't pulled it all the way open, and she's like, I thought I heard a click. James, what are you up to with your battle axe?
I'll cut the fishing line with my battle axe. Just kidding.
Okay.
I think it's not unrealistic to think that James would have a pocket knife. And I'm wondering, given so how far away are these? Is the zombie horde at this point?
So the helicopter has continued on and has gone around, which means that they are being drawn this way, maybe off a little ways. So you do have maybe you have a few moments respite here, maybe a good minute or so before you think that the pressure is going to be on again.
I think first I'll ask the deputy. Is this the only entrance? There's got to be another way in this place, right?
She goes, yeah. It's just that we cleared this one, and it's the closest one, and it was the way in. Yeah, we could go around. I just don't know. Should I let go of the door?
No, don't
Wait.
move the door. Just keep it where it is, and
sweat the form on her forehead there.
How
and maybe gets a little bit trembly holding that door open now.
How open is it?
Like maybe a good 4-5 inches maybe.
Okay, so not really enough for something to get through in either direction. Although it's open now.
Yeah.
I think I turn to Nora and I take out my pocket knife and just like hold it up. I don't think I need to say anything. I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, it matters though what they've done to it. That might be a good idea. It might be the shittiest idea you've ever had. The only safest thing is to prop it open exactly where it is and leave it. But that leaves us open to something getting in.
Right. I don't think we have time to look for another entrance. So,
is anyone alive in there?
Oh, that's good.
Gun out.
You don't hear anything. No, but no movement, no chomping sound, but also no human voices.
Okay. I've come under orders of Lieutenant Kusakawa.
So quiet, so still here. But now the sound of those teeth clattering in the distance, probably being carried by the wind from behind you.
All right.
Can we tell what's been done to this door? Or is there any obvious things like in the hallway?
Well, here is a great thing. You could assess a bad situation.
Okay, yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. Let's have you assess, and then I'm going to check in with Andrew. So assess bad situation is steal. Oh, let me redraw those things, but that's okay. We'll take your results here. What's your best result?
An edge.
An edge. So let me recall all the cards. So with an edge, you get to ask one question from assess a bad situation.
Can we disable this before the zombies will get here?
Yes, it is a very simple booby trap, clearly set up with like some flashbangs or some other grenades rigged up, and it's going to go off if you pull it open further. So cutting that wire is going to allow you to get through.
Okay, so I just like
You
look
just
at it real
want to
quick
do it
and then
carefully,
yeah, okay. But fast. Go for it.
fast. And while this is going on, while this discussion is happening, while Karen is holding this open, while Leo is kind of shaking with anxiety, what are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
So I'm watching the zombie horde. We've cleared the debris off of this thing, and I'm kind of watching to make sure nothing gets too close to us.
Okay.
But at the same time, if I recall correctly, I only came out here. I think I had a pipe and maybe a 9mm, and I lost my pipe.
Yeah.
So since we cleared this debris, I'd like to see if there's something I could use in that debris as an improvised weapon.
Sure. That sounds to me like you are foraging for supplies.
That sounds fine.
So draw 3 cards from the survivor deck.
Okay. Draw my.
Nope. You draw 3
I just draw
cards for
3.
the forage.
Okay. I see. Draw 3.
What'd you get?
Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Okay. I can't see. Okay. I got a miss, an edge, and a miss.
Okay. So essentially, you could find like a few rounds of 9mm ammo, maybe a flare. Nothing heavy enough here that would be balanced to kind of match what you want for your pipe.
Yeah. So I have the option to push myself.
Yes, you do.
The bite deck hasn't been reshuffled since our last game. Is that right?
That is correct.
Good. Okay, so I think I'll do that.
Okay. So draw a bite card and then draw another 3 cards.
I got a bite.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to come back to you in just one moment. Let's draw your 3 cards.
Okay.
So we'll see what the awesomeness is that you get from this.
Okay. I got a edge, an opportunity, and a triumph.
Okay. So do you want to spend a stress to activate that opportunity?
What does that do?
That means a triumph counts as 2 points towards your gear recovery. So if you did that, you would have a total of like 5 gear plus.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So with 5 gear, you can get an extremely valuable and useful item that you find, like a sniper rifle or some kind of high-tech gear.
Okay.
What do you find?
I'll tell you whenever you come back to me. Let me think about
Okay.
it for a sec.
So let me tell you, though, you've kind of moved off a little ways away. They are concentrating on the door. Everyone's focused on that. And so you come around and you're kind of looking through some of this, trying to find a pipe or something. And that's the point at which when you put your hand in, that you feel as the mouth bites on this body that's pinned under the garbage, bites onto your forearm and takes a good meaty bite into it. And you kind of pull away, and there's this sort of pinned zombie under there, but your arm just aches immediately, like you've gotten a series of shots in it.
Okay.
We'll come back to you. And as I understand it, James, you wish to disable this trap?
That's right.
Okay. Well, that seems like you now trying to avert disaster.
Yes, it definitely sounds like that. And that is based on which stat?
Survival.
Survival. Okay. That does make sense. Okay. And my survival is a 3.
Can I do something before you start cutting things?
Nope, I'm doing it. Just go ahead. Sorry. I'm
Back
kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Slightly?
Yeah.
I tell you to back away. How about that? That way it seems, yeah. Because somebody needs to be, alive for Belle
Yeah,
in
will
case this goes badly.
Leo and Karen switch places?
Leo's like, what? Why should I switch places?
She's more valuable.
All right, fair point. And he goes over there and swaps.
Oh, I'm not super happy with that since I don't trust Leo at all, but I think I glare at him and hold it steady.
Jesus, swap for the cop. What's up with you, dude? Don't make me nervous. Door's kind of shaking now.
All right, I hurry up and cut the cord with my knife, and what did I get? I got a miss and 2 edges.
Got a miss and 2 edges.
Yeah.
So I will tell you what. I think that you can get that cut, but I think that there is like a more primitive trap that's right by there, like a deadfall kind of thing. And I think that's probably going to hit you. Does that seem like a fair cost? You disable the big trap that would have blown out and made noise, and you get hit by something.
Me or Leo, sure. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know what a deadfall trap is, though. Can you explain
So mention that they've got like something tied up to the ceiling.
Okay.
When it does, when you pull it back, I may be using the wrong term for this, but it does fall down and hit you they've got a sledgehammer rigged up there.
So it kind of like swings down and nails me on the arm or something like that, or shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that you suffer serious harm, and the way we resolve that is that you're going to draw a card from the survivor deck.
Okay.
And I'm going to recall and shuffle before you do that.
Okay.
And because it is kind of accidental, because it's not explicitly lethal, you're actually going to draw 3 cards.
Okay.
And on a hit, you live.
Come on, hit. Let's see what happened here. I did get a edge / hit. And
that is perfect. So you have a choice. It hits you and it's messy. You'll die unless somebody actually comes and deals you aid. It's painful. You take a -1 ongoing. Or it's a lasting injury and one of your stats goes down by 1. What would you like?
I think I'm going to take the -1 ongoing. Although, let me just check one thing real quick. Do I? Oh, no, it's not, because I haven't revealed it. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Do you want to trigger something? You can trigger a reveal here if there's something effective.
I'm not sure. I don't think it fits into the fiction quite now. So
tell me, where does this sledgehammer hit that it just like hits you and you're going to have that bruise, where it slams in?
Yeah, I think it's like a shoulder shot, and maybe even like my shoulder is dislocated, partially dislocated, something like that. So yeah, we're talking a massive bruise, and I'm going to be, I'm just going to be like not able to really use my upper body, effectively.
It comes down. It's like one of those short-handled, like mallet sledgehammer things. It catches you in the shoulder. You'll hear the crack and the pop. Probably knocks you back, knocks you down to the ground, and Leo like drops the door and steps back. You get those black spots in your eyes.
Yeah.
When you take that hit, where you can feel it, and maybe there's a moment where you kind of go out from the pain before you come to.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But you got that disabled, and you actually know now there's some grenades and things in there that potentially you guys could get. We'll come back to you though, because I want to see what the president's doing. So the pilot will fly you on to the power plant if you want there, Bill.
Would I have seen anything going on, like any sign of them being survivors on the ground?
You mean in addition to in addition to your party, other
No,
people?
just like our party. Did I see them down there?
Yeah, I think as we said, we saw them break away, and you continued on past them.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think I'd continue on to the power plant. I mean, that was technically my mission.
all right. So I think that tell me what your overall plan is here. You want to get to the power plant and do what?
I mean, I would hope to get it started again, and then cause enough of a distraction that maybe the zombies stay away from it for some time.
Okay.
So, get some PR points.
Yeah. So basically, the first part of the plan is you want to fly the chopper in, find a place to land, make your way in, and turn on the power plant.
Yeah, because I think in my politician brain, turning on a power plant is just, oh, you flip the big switch.
Okay. I think that we're going to go with you making a plan. It's a little bit like the engagement role in Blades in the Dark. And I think that this is more of a plan about being careful, stealthy, smart, right? So you're going to draw using survival. I don't think you have a lot of support. I don't think you have accurate information. However, there's nobody here to oppose you, and there's no disagreement. So it is straight survival.
So my survival is 1. So do I just draw 1 card?
Yeah, let me recall all these cards here then. All right, draw 1 card.
And that is a miss.
That is a miss. There is a moment when you're just over the power plant where you're like hovering and you're kind of looking around, and this is, the dam, and this is the facilities next to the dam. There's that big stagnant pool of mosquitoed Florida water behind the dam here. It's not a particularly big thing. You're pleased because you don't see any like huge clumps or hordes of zombies around. But then you hear the pilot go, "Oh fuck." And that's the point at which you hear the engine cut out. And the helicopter comes down that last 15, 20 feet to the ground hard. And it hits, and there's that bounce. And while it doesn't the helicopter doesn't shatter, nothing cracks, the whole thing hits hard. You're all thrown around. And it's loud, and you'll hear the rotors kind of doing that as they stop. And you hear he's cursing up there, just cursing up a storm. And it looks like you're not going to be flying the chopper back. And your assistant goes, "Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, Bill?"
All right. Is everybody okay?
And Maya's very concerned about the grandmother. She's like, "Oh, she's okay. Oh, she's okay. She's fine. She's fine. But we probably do need to get to someplace safe."
All right. Look, I agree. Look, Maya, you grab her, and Arnold, you and the flyboy, you escort me, and we need to find somewhere safe to stay.
Okay.
We need to start heading back and find somewhere safe on the way.
Should we head into the power plant, trying to find safety there, or do we want to try and head back now? Try to meet up with them when they're at the police station. I mean, they can protect us. They know what they're doing, right? They got guns.
Yeah. No, I agree. We need to get back to the police station and rescue our people out there.
Okay, yeah. Fuck the power plant. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay. And Maya says, I don't know if she can make that trip. She's still recovering from the knee surgery.
Well, Maya, that's a good point. Benjamin, or Arnold, you and the flyboy, you can carry her, right?
So there is a little bit of a kind of a, looking at each other there, like you really want us to like hobble ourselves by carrying this old woman. Let me have you draw. Do you think this is convincing them, or do you think this is directing your allies to help?
I think this would be directing.
Okay. So in that case, let me have you pull 2 cards from the survivor deck.
A miss and an edge.
A miss and an edge. So they will pick her up reluctantly. It's more that your assistant listens to what you say, and the flyboy follows suit. And Maya's kind of going along, talking to her, trying to keep her calm as it's going on, because she's not sure what's happening. She's got, she was uncertain of what was going on in the helicopter, and now she's perhaps even less certain. And the two of them go running along. And there's a point which you're trotting along there when, what's your assistant's name?
Arnold.
Arnold. When you're carrying, and it's hard, and you've heard the chomping in the distance, maybe the movement in the brush and the reeds, maybe the movement of gators and things like that, and all the bugs and stuff here. And keep in mind, everything is overgrown. All the grass and shrubs and everything, all of that, the tall grass has grown up. And they are going along, and suddenly Arnold falls. And the pilot, kind of still holding on to the grandmother, and kind of stumbles back, and you'll hear Arnold going, "Oh, I'm stuck here, sir. I think it twisted my ankle. I'm stuck here, sir."
Come on, son, get up. You can walk it off.
Can you help me, sir, please?
I mean, I'll put out a hand to try to help him up.
Okay. You'll reach out a hand, and you will see he's kind of laying there. He's twisted his ankle. And as he's laying there, you will see kind of pull up from the mud and muck. You will see these hands come up from behind him and reach out and kind of grab onto his twisted ankle. What do you do?
I mean, I guess I would try to get him out of the way as soon as I can.
Okay, so I'm going to have you avert disaster. You're going to try to prevent your assistant from getting at. It puts you at risk.
I'm fine with it. I don't want to carry that lady.
Okay, fair enough. I like your thinking. So let's have you pull survival.
How many do I draw? Just one.
Let me recall and shuffle for you. Just one if you have survival of 1.
Yep. That is an edge.
That is an edge. So I'll tell you what. Here's my offer to you. You can save him, but you're going to have to. I'll be generous. You're going to have to mark 2 stress. Or you can keep yourself free and clear and hand him off to the chomper. Yeah, turns the camera off to think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand him off. I'm not taking the stress.
Okay, so he goes, thank God. And he feels, and he looks back and he sees something grabbing on, and you kind of take a step back and he's like, Mr. Bartleson, Mr. Bartleson.
All right, folks, we got to run. There's a chomper in the mud. And look, the Bertelson administration always says no man left behind, but this here's a boy. So we just need to keep going.
And there's that moment when he's pulled back into the mud, his screaming and kind of echoing out as he dragged back there. And the pilot takes off full tilt, like runs for it. And there's a moment where Maya is like, her eyes get wide and she realizes what's going on, but she runs. And the three of you go booking across the grass there, even as you hear the from back behind you. All right, so I'm going to cut back to this. The grandma is probably kind of talking here. Even the Flyboy has reflexively not dropped her yet, though you think when he comes to his senses, he probably will, for better or worse. So what is it that you found, Andrew?
I think I found like a good medical kit. I think I was basically digging around through this debris, and I see like it looks like part of an old cop car, or maybe an ambulance or something.
Okay.
And it's just outside of reach, and I reach for it. I can't quite put my hands on it, and I think whenever I do, that's whenever I feel the chomper come down on my arm.
Okay.
And I come back out, and I'm like, oh, and I kind of put it in the other hand, and I take off my jacket. I wrap my arm up in it because it's tingling and feeling all bad. Yeah.
And you've got this nice big EMT kit, like a full range kit, stocked out, antibiotics, bandages, probably some hypos with some others like painkillers and things like that. This is a solid, serious thing. Let me ask you this. Are you doing anything to conceal the fact that you have been injured?
Yes.
Bitten?
Yes. So I think I wrap my jacket around that arm.
Okay.
And I turn around, and I think everyone else is going inside.
They're probably seeing to James, who took that hit, who's just now getting up off the ground. Wind knocked right out of him.
So I think I walk up to Nora, and I kind of shove the EMT kit,
I'm like
at her.
And I'm like in the middle of swearing at Leo.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do it.
Job.
I don't want to tell you, can't get no door. I don't understand.
Just get in.
Okay. And he pulls the door open, and kind of runs in, ducks under the mallet. And Andrew has this big EMT kit that he's shoving at you.
I take it, and like probably looking at that more than at him. I just like, get in then.
And I'm like, it was expensive. And as I step in, I think I reach up with my good hand and I grab that mallet.
Okay.
And I, take point, and I head on into the police station.
Okay.
And is James okay?
Someone help me up off the ground.
Yeah. So I think I put the med kit like just inside the door, and then come back to drag you in.
Oh, would the med kit not have helped, James?
Well, I mean, we can do that once we're all indoors.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can get inside. You will see when you get in, this is like a back hallway. This is essentially like the back way that they would take perps in or out if they didn't want to take him in the front way. So that's that kind of sterile concrete cinder block corridor that looks like somebody put egg wash on the walls. And you move in. There is a bundle set up with several like smoke grenades and flashbangs, put there on the other side of the door that clearly would have gone off and made a huge amount of noise when it happened. But you can get inside. Andrew, you kind of move down. You're surveying the area here, and you want to stop and help James out with his arm using this medical kit. Is that what, Nora?
Yeah. So not here though. Like I kind of want more space and like to know that we're not going to get eaten.
Okay.
So I think if you're willing, just like put you up against the wall and say, give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Don't worry about me. I've taken harder hits than that.
I'll take your word for it. But and I like gesture at the flashbangs and grenades or whatever. Good work.
And Leo says, do I go with you or do I stay here to watch over him? What do I do? What do you want me to do? Please
Stay
don't go.
here.
Okay. All right. Stay here. All right.
Hobbs, with me.
Okay.
And I lean forward to Nora, and I pull out my pistol, my 9mm, and I kind of turn my back to everyone else, and I hand her my pistol, and I say, use this on me whenever you need to. And I look at my arm, and I say, I'm still useful.
Do you know how long do we know how long people have?
You tell me.
We've definitely encountered people who've been bitten, but like it might have been slightly after they've been bitten, like they've come back or stumbled in.
When you say slightly after, what are you talking here? Are we talking 15 minutes? Are we talking an hour? Are we talking several hours? Are we talking
Maybe a couple hours.
Okay, a couple of hours. Okay. Is it pretty variable or is it pretty much we know that there's a couple of hour window?
Thoughts? Anyone else? Mr. President?
Yeah, I like that it would be like maybe you have an hour and a half at most. Like there's been some, it all just depends on the person, how healthy they are.
Yeah, how old?
Yeah. And so some turn in, 30, 45 minutes. Some can last an hour and a half.
That sounds good to me. So then, yeah.
I'm sorry. Whenever I say this to Nora, I'm going to reveal, and when I lean forward and I'm in close proximity, my dog tags come out from under my shirt. I am a guard. And the reveal action is
specify that. Guard. National Guard?
Yeah.
Prison Guard? Okay.
No, National Guard.
Okay.
Yeah. Dog tags. Reveal this card and put on your uniform, and I assume that the dog tags are like a uniform. Yep.
That seems perfect. And that gives you a bonus, right?
It does, but it doesn't really fit here mechanically.
Right.
It's whenever I try to restrain or block someone.
So it seems to me like the plan right now is to move through this police station, search and secure it, and try to find the supplies. Does that seem right?
Clear it first and then come back and deal with James and possibly also Andrew.
Okay. Andrew, are you on board on that plan?
I think Andrew's going to, as soon as he gets any acknowledgement, he's going to head off and try to scout around himself.
Okay. Let's go together. Especially after what you just revealed to me, letting you go off on your own feels bad.
If something's dangerous, I have an hour or two to take it out.
Yeah, and if you have less time than you think you do, and you wander back,
then you'll have to take me out.
Or you encounter poor James.
Okay.
And Leo, who is no help.
So I love it because one of the questions for Make a Plan is there some disagreement? I think there may be some disagreement here. So
are you really pushing to go off on your own? Is this like...
He may say he's fine with it now, but there was disagreement. That's how this works.
Yes. Yeah. No, I do think I'm pushing to go off my own.
Okay. So Nora, you're going to pull with survival, and you're going to take a -1 to that.
I think I only get one. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Oh, hold on. What'd you pull?
Triumph.
Triumph. Okay, I won't recall and reshuffle because that would be the worst move I could do there. But Triumph. Let me recall and shuffle those. So you will move through this police station. Clearly, there were people here before. Clearly, they did barricade and fortify up. Tell me, Andrew, what's one clue, what's one physical sign that you see about what happened to them?
We see food that has been eaten, like food wrappers and that kind of stuff. And then we start to find people who have starved, people who are emaciated and, haven't been able to make it out.
So yeah, it's find them that they did have meager supplies. When you go and look at the food bits that were here, it looks like a good deal of it was spoiled. Like this is stuff that they had like in the kind of like fallout shelter, but had been there way too long. Stuff that wasn't real prepper things was all contaminated. So they died here. Let me ask you, Nora, what is another thing that you see here about the final days that is a little bit off from that?
Sorry, say that one more time. You kind of froze on me.
Oh, sorry. So what is something you see that tells you about their final days that is a little bit off from the starvation story?
We see a few bullet holes in the walls. And like they've been here long enough in this heat that they've kind of like turned into soup and the bones are visible.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a bullet in a couple people's foreheads.
Yeah, you got the disturb as you walk along. You hit those clouds of blowflies here in that heat, and you'll see that bullets. You'll find one cell that seems to be like one last person. They've got a bunch of wrappers around them, like they grabbed a bunch of the last of the food and locked themselves in here, and you can see where they ate everything and then put a bullet in their own head. And you know this guy. How do you know him?
I mean, the easy answer is he's a cop. I'm a cop.
Like a partner, like a sergeant, like what? Who was this person, this man or this woman?
He's a sketch artist.
Okay.
He worked both for the county and the local PD.
Funny guy, nice, dumb kind of artsy stuff. Would come in and do caricatures of the cop.
He was actually a high school teacher.
Yeah.
Like taught art and did this as a side job.
Yeah. And how he ended up being like the last one, the desperate one with the food, you don't know. You can't even imagine what that must have been like.
Yeah, and I probably only recognize him because he painted his boots or something.
Yeah, like handmade those, hand painted those. Let me ask then, James. Are you going to kind of stay there at the end of the hallway with the stuff, or do you want to try and get these grenades together, or do you want to move in to follow them?
I think.
You
Sorry, what was that?
want to berate Leo for his stupidity?
Oh. Yeah, I think as I'm collecting all these like grenades, because I mean, who knows what they might come in handy later on. I think maybe like I say to Leo, you know, we may be in the post-apocalypse, but there's still rules. All right, you can't just, steal, take what you want, because that's the only thing that separates us from them.
Motherfucker, we're having this talk now? I let him talk. What do I do?
Yeah, I'm gonna have this talk right now because I never got to. Because Andrew, kept me away from you before. So, do you understand what I'm saying to you?
What you were saying?
It's us and them, and you better make sure that you don't turn into one of them, because then you're on the wrong side of the line with me.
Okay. Look, I fucked up. I said I'm sorry. I came the fuck out here into the wasteland to do this because Andrew said to do it. So I'm here. It's got to count for something.
You know what? It does. And then I I tossed one of the grades at him. I mean, really soft ball, so he can clearly like catch it or whatever. And it's like, and then I'd be like, here, you earned this.
Okay.
And
he's still you can see his blood pressure, his heartbeat is still elevated there.
And I think with that I've revealed my xenophobic card.
I like that. And what's the effect of that one?
It says when revealed, I take survival +1.
Nice.
And then also while revealed, I clear stress. Oh, it says while revealed, I clear stress when I barricade myself and I leave somebody outside.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that we had the barricade thing on the table because there are zombies coming. And we're going to come back and consider that in a moment because you still got this door that's exposed. You still got the zombies that are coming this way. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. What I want to do is I want to check in with the president, and then I want to come back and figure out with Nora what you guys find here. That's what I'm going to ask you is no food, but what are the other things that you find that are valuable here is what I'm going to come back and ask you, Nora. Mr. President, you are now moving along. The pilot does kind of stop to catch his breath, and he looks at you, and he says, "I'm not going to carry this woman anymore."
What? Are you just going to let her die out here?
And he looks at you, and he looks at Maya.
Maya, what are we going to do with this guy? He just wants to let this old woman die? That's not the type of country I want to lead. Men doing this.
let's have you pull soul to shame him in this situation.
Edge, miss, and opportunity.
You can mark stress and have it be a triumph.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. So he looks at you, and he's in deep already. Like he let you talk him into flying the chopper out. He let you talk him into doing all this, and you see him stop, and he'll pick this woman up, and he puts her in his arms, and he keeps going. And Maya comes over and goes, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Bartleson. Thank you so much. I don't know what I do. I mean, she's really, it's my fault that I brought her out here. I should have thought this through."
I understand, honey. Look, he told me that we would have more than enough fuel to get here and back, and I just thought this was some routine flyover. And, he has to pick up the slack. We don't let slackers in the Bertelsen America.
And she looks up to you like just with that admiration and respect that she absolutely has for you. And I assume your goal is to just make a beeline for the police station.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then it sounds to me like you're going to flee the dead. So that is a survival pull.
Okay. One draw. And that's a miss.
That is a miss. So you will move up to, rush up. What is the kind of terrain do you think that between we got the long grass and stuff? What do you have to cross to get over to that police station?
I think it's kind of swampy where, it is definitely long grass, but if you step in the wrong spot, you fall into like a 3-foot, puddle of water. And I think there's like maybe a larger gap of water that's sort of separating us that we easily flew over, but now on foot is pretty hard.
And you're moving along, and your boots aren't made for this. Your shoes aren't made for this. You're moving through here. You're moving deep, and you realize there are kind of only some walkways, some pathways to get through this sort of wetlands. Part of the thing is that with the dam not being tended to, a lot of this is runoff from that. So all of this wetlands has overgrown with the water. It's deep, and as you are moving through there, you start hearing sounds of the chomps, and start seeing the figures, and start seeing the packs kind of closing in, and that clatter of teeth, and they are coming after you, and you will get up, and you kind of get stuck, and your leg goes down to the ankle, like full on in the mud. And I don't know if you've ever gotten your foot stuck in a mud or a hole or things like that, where there's a moment where you're like, if I turn this too fast, too far, I'm just going to break my leg. And you go down into that, and the pilot keeps moving. The pilot keeps running with the woman. Maya stops and turns back to try and help you. And what do you say? What do you do? She looks like she's going to try and stop and risk herself to come and help you.
Come on, just help me, please. Look, that flyboy, he just kept on going. You need to help me out of here. Come on, Maya, you can do it.
And she will come over and go to pull you out of there. And so here's what I want you to do. I think that we're going to be pulling for you to suffer some serious harm here, essentially, and you are going to It's not lethal. It is kind of accidental. So you're going to draw 3 cards from the survivor deck. Let me recall this card here. Let me shuffle, and we'll see what happens.
3 cards.
3 cards.
Edge, edge, and miss.
Edge, edge, and a miss. So you have a choice. It's messy. The wound to your leg is messy, and you're going to die without immediate aid. It's painful. You're going to take -1 until you get some rest, or it's a lasting injury to your leg, and one of your stats goes down by 1, or you push Maya back into the swarm of zombies.
I'm gonna take the -1 ongoing.
Okay, yeah, she pulls you up, and you feel your leg twist, like something gives in your foot there, and your shoe is gone, your sock and your leg are gone. Maya struggles with all her might to pull you up out of there, even as these zombies close in, and she puts your arm over her shoulder, and she goes just running. She is pushing herself, as much as she can to save you, and you will book through this swamp, this marshlands, and you will see up ahead the police station. Though you see there are other zombies around there, and you will see this old woman sort of walking around. You don't see the flyboy.
Maya, come on, get her over here. We need to save her. She's part of my America.
And so she'll help you over as you kind of get over to her, and she'll Mrs. Henderson, come on, and she'll grab onto her and kind of pull her, and the 3 of you are kind of moving around to try and find. The police station is barricaded. You're kind of moving around trying to find a way in, right? All right, we'll come back to you in just 1 second. Nora?
Yes, sir.
What the resources are. What is it that you find here in the police station?
So are there parameters?
You tell me. You went through several stages to get here, and we already know that food's off the table. So what would be reasonable for you to find in a police station
Okay.
that would help out?
A couple M16s,
Okay.
like service revolvers, radios with like the little earpieces.
Okay.
And if we can charge those would still work. And let's see what else. In the evidence locker, we find a whole lot of methamphetamine.
Okay.
And probably like prescription pills as well, like morphine, Vicodin, stuff like that. Or maybe not Vicodin, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The equivalent, yeah. It's just that because you know the cases, you go, you check the manifest for the things that are supposed to be marked. You're able to grab up, all of those prescription pills and the meth and stuff, and throw those in. And of course, this is it's a police station that filed to get military equipment, like a lot of militarized police stations in the country. So yeah, they got M16s and these radios. The boys used to love to go out back and shoot them off and stuff. They enjoyed that. But yeah, you got some military hardware. You've got some drugs. You are feeling pretty good about the loot that you have found here.
Okay. There's probably also like a bunch of, I don't know, little diamonds or something that we have absolutely no use for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some jewelry and diamonds and things like that, and of course some equipment duffel bags, so you can throw all this stuff in bags for everybody to carry.
Okay, probably not taking all the methamphetamine, but
Okay.
some of it, I guess. I don't know. It's probably got
Bad choice.
a medical use, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Do you think they would have inexplicably like invested in any riot gear by any chance?
I mean, it's not really an urban area, so I
Okay,
thought
okay,
I
okay.
can see that, but you're not going to get riots in the Everglades.
It is Florida, though. Andrew, what is the sensation that tells you that the end is coming?
So the pain over the past period of time, the pain has moved from my arm into my shoulder and my neck, and then it goes numb, and I just feel cold.
And your jaw starts aching, like your jaw and your teeth start hurting. I will let you find one cool thing for the Enclave as you are kind of wandering around in that state. What is it that you find?
I think I find a charged up golf cart.
Okay.
Yeah. I go to the back. These are the things that like the cops will use to get back and forth between, right around in the
Yeah.
neighboring area,
Yeah.
through the parking lot, that kind of thing.
And it's charged up because there's like a little solar thing up on the roof and it's been sitting here unattended. So the battery's like fully charged up.
Yeah. And I think I tell Nora, get out. You need to leave now. I'm going to cause some noise here.
And as that's going on, where you're at, James, you'll hear on that door that you came in.
Don't open it. There's zomblers out there.
What do you do?
So we closed the door, obviously locked it, I assume.
Good, yeah.
Okay. I get a little bit closer to it, and it's gonna call out like, who's out there?
And you'll hear, it's me, Tennyson, the pilot. Quick, they're coming. Let me in. Let me in.
Who's coming?
The zombies are coming. Come on. I don't want to shout. They're like right by here.
Hmm.
They're so close. Come on, let me in.
Like, how close?
For fuck's sake, open the goddamn door.
Is there any way for me to see out the door to see what the situation is before I open it?
No, of course not. There used to be like a little like closed circuit camera thing here, but that's all
Yeah.
it's all offline.
I take a glance at Leo. What's his reaction? What's he doing?
Leo's like, it's on you, man. You make the call. Like, I'll back you, whatever you do.
God. Sorry, I laugh when I'm nervous.
I know.
I
Play with Darren.
I turn to
Brox loses it when I put him in these situations.
I mean, I think to stay true to my character, I turn to Leo and I say, like I said, it's us or them, and I kind of like take him by the shoulder and like start limping like down the hall away from the door.
Absolutely. And we're gonna take a 5-minute break now, and
You make me do horrible things, Lowell.
Terrible choices. Hey, I think the good news is you get to clear stress, right?
Yeah, that is nice.
That is the price that is paid. Let's come back with Bill. Bill, you and Maya have grabbed on to Mrs. Henderson. You're kind of moving around. Maybe in the distance you hear some screams. What do you want to do? Do you want to try and like knock on a door? Do you want to try and find yourself some cover? Do you want to try to move around and head back? How do you want to do this? I mean, you're pretty certain that they're at the station.
Yeah, I think I would start knocking on doors and just trying to find a way in.
All right. So since we already had poor James make that terrible decision, Nora, you've got the math together. You've got the guns. You've got the big satchel bag. Andrew has told you to take this golf cart. And as you're kind of down there in like the garage, you will hear like knocking, banging on the door, like next to the garage.
Okay. Do I see a way up to the roof? I'm thinking I want to get that solar powered thing.
Yeah, I assume this is a garage, so I assume there's probably a ladder going up to that.
Okay. Andrew, you said there would be noise. We can make it silent if you want. And I like heft the bag of drugs.
I think your best way would be to leave now, and I'll make noise until I can't anymore.
And Bill,
to keep them off of you.
Bill, let me ask you a question. What is it? What are you shouting? Are you talking loudly? What are you doing? I mean, because of course, too much noise is going to draw the zombies.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure that there's cops holed up in there or are people. So I'm just walking around knocking and yelling out, 911, come on, we need the police.
And you're in the garage, you're talking about this thing, you're looking at Andrew, he's gonna die. Nora, you're kind of doing, got to get the solar panel, and that's when you hear Bill's voice outside that door. Like the little walk-in door that's next to the garage door.
First, utter shock that he has made it this far.
Karen looks at you, looks at Andrew, looks at the door.
Can we also hear zombies, or is it just him out there?
Well, there are zombies out there, and you knew they were coming in, closing in.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. Okay. Do you need anything?
No. Just don't waste your chance.
Let's see, who am I want to yell, or not yell, but run and get Andrew real quick. Or sorry, not Andrew, James.
James? And Karen goes, are we going to let them in?
We're going out.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're going to shout down the corridor for James?
Not shouting, no.
Okay.
Just run, because I'm uninjured, and just quickly back to where I left him, where I'm expecting him to
and
be.
James and Leo are coming this way, like they've decided to be on the move for some reason. You'll run into Nora. Nora looks agitated.
What's going on?
We're out of time.
Okay, what's the plan?
Leaving as quickly as possible. Are there any like front windows to see out of?
All of those have been barricaded up to.
Okay. How tall is this building?
I assume it's a one-story building, so maybe 15, 18 feet high.
Your legs are good, right? It's just your arm, shoulder, face. What's wrong with you?
I there's nothing wrong with my face. I told you it was nothing. I used to get hit harder than that all the time,
So you can rappel down a building?
which I think reveals my other card.
Yes, let's see it.
Prize fighter.
Xenophobic prize fighter.
That's right. Winning combination. And then the mechanical thing is that when I suffer serious harm, I draw +1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you two are talking, going to head back to the garage. Andrew, you're getting like what is it you're getting ready?
I was getting ready to go back. So I think I went with Nora.
Okay.
I'm going back to where the front door is. And my
Okay.
thought was I would set off the grenades or something to cause noise, but of course I can't.
Yeah. So you start to head, she's headed out, you start to head out, and you'll hear another voice outside the door, Andrew. And you hear that woman, Maya, the medical student, and you hear her say, Bill, I don't think they're in here. We should go to the next door.
Hi.
If we're still in the room, I want to say, like, don't let them in. Not
This is
yet.
Andrew. You're headed to go get James. I'm going to put Andrew in this terrible
Okay.
position here.
Yep. So I go open the door.
Okay. Bill, you're just about to leave. Pull open that door. The door opens, and there's Andrew.
Well, I definitely expected to see you here because I knew you all would be safe. Now, what's the situation? Are we heading back?
So I look all sorts of messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice,
I look like
oh
I've
my
got the
God, you look
chills.
injured. Let me help you.
No. Go down that hallway. Nora is there, and you guys get out. She'll get you to safety.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, I'm a doctor, kind of.
You can't help me, but ask her about the supplies.
Okay. And she'll grab this old woman and kind of drags her along behind. Nora, you've got James, you've got Leo. You turn around, start heading back to the garage, right? To coordinate, or are you getting ready to head out? Heading back to the garage to go up the ladder to get to the roof. You hit the garage and you will see Bartleson and Maya Viswan and this old woman with a bum knee.
Stare at them, like, just quick glance, like, okay, yes. Congratulations. We're going upstairs.
All right, that sounds like a plan. Y'all are like my new Secret Service.
Nora, what's your reaction to that?
I mean,
You can
I will keep him alive as long as it's relatively easy to do so.
Nora, what's your plan?
Well, there were grenades inside that door. I'm assuming someone grabbed them.
Because I got one.
Great. Okay, well, let's get upstairs first and see what the situation is.
Okay. And so you can go up that ladder. James, you can go up that ladder painfully. You know, one hand you can go up. Leo, go up. Bill, do you go up with your bum foot?
Yeah, I would go up, but I think before. But Nora, honey, can you help this old woman up here? Are we all coming up here? She loves heights.
This plan was great when everyone could walk. Oh, okay. Do we know about the golf cart?
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, okay. It's in the garage.
How many chompers the way you came in?
swarm, or we would say, Bill.
Yeah. There was a lot. I didn't exactly account. I'm not in the business accounting people. Just counting money mostly.
Right. Which direction?
Well, they were mostly all the ones I saw were coming from the power plant area where our flyboy happened to wreck our helicopter.
Okay, so the power plant is, just so I have this in my head, it's like to the north and we are in the middle, and then the hospital is to the south?
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
right.
Did you see many chompers on the way in between here and the hospital?
Well, we made it here, so I would say no. There was some in the mud. You gotta be careful walking in the mud.
Okay. I think the roof's still our best bet then.
So, do you want to try and get this old woman up here, or do you want to leave her downstairs while you check the roof?
We'll bring her up.
Okay. How do you do that?
Last, I think. Well, we have. I mean, she has one good leg.
Okay. So it does require Maya to kind
Slowly,
of
but
from the bottom, and she's not a heavy woman, but it is truly awkward.
So as I see you guys trying to get the old lady up, I turn to Nora and I say, I can go out the door we came in and make a lot of noise, and you guys can try and take the golf cart and head off. What's this roof business?
grenades in the direction we're not running.
I'll take those if you want. And you've got to run towards the hospital. You don't have a choice, really.
Thank you. Honestly. I don't think I would have done what you've done.
I don't have long, and we'll see.
Okay, Leo?
And you check the roof, because you went up there. You can grab that solar unit if you want. The it's one of those wrap up units. You can look. You can see that there are the mast that was kind of at the town that's kind of drift over to follow you. That's there. There's the ones from the power plant. You can got to get a sense of where you need to direct for Andrew to go. Get that set. Communicate that to Andrew. Leo looks a little pained, Andrew, that you're going to be doing this.
And I tell him, I like you because you were a survivor. You'll make it through. Just keep your head down.
Tried to, but I got yelled at.
Get yelled at then. There's worse things.
Not much. Okay. And he kind of turns around because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get upset, and he'll head back. And Maya's trying to take care of this old woman. James, what's your reaction to all of this?
I think I go up to Andrew. I pat him on the shoulder and I hand him another one of those like flash grenades, or so that he has 2 now. I figure that should be enough for his suicide mission.
I think the flash grenades are probably better than a real grenade. You guys can use that. This is just to make noise.
Yeah.
And Andrew, as you can feel, you can feel you're getting cold. You're getting those kind of sweats. Your mouth is starting. You feel that kind of pain running along your cheeks there, as your skin is kind of tight. And as I understand it, you're going to go and try and fool the dead.
Yes, that's a good roll. What is that?
That is steal.
Okay. So I will do that. Draw from the survivor deck.
draw from the survivor deck. Should be all
Okay.
shuffled and ready for you.
Awesome. And I drew 2 misses and an edge.
2 misses and an edge.
I don't know if this changes anything, but I still had 3 cards that weren't reshuffled.
Oh, you're right. So we're gonna have you redraw there, Stephen, if that's okay.
And we're giving you 1 grenade at least.
Okay.
Okay, we're all
So I'm
set,
gonna
Stephen.
Okay. Three misses.
Oh no.
So, Andrew, what goes wrong?
I think that my hands go numb as I reach the edge of the building. Like I'm headed out one direction, they're headed out another. And as I get to the edge of the building, my hands go numb and, I pull a grenade and it goes
Okay.
off right here.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what we see you kind of stumble out where you see your hands kind of leaden and, your finger just kind of barely catches on the pin. And we see the zombies approaching. We see the pilot kind of staggering towards you, running down him. And they're all coming towards you. And that's when we see the last thing you see, probably the dook, as the pin comes off. And we cut back to all of you in the garage and loaded up, getting this golf cart loaded with what, 6 of you? Is that my understanding?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think so.
And in the distance you will hear the not of like the flashbang or a smoke grenade going off, but that grenade, that serious grenade that you gave him, Nora, it goes off, and you recognize that sound. Like it's loud. It carries. The building probably shakes a little bit when that happens. And what do we see on screen? What do you do, Nora?
I mean, it was on the opposite side of the building.
Yeah.
So we
You're
might
hoping
have a little bit of time, but if whatever's not on the golf cart now is not going on.
Okay. So I think you're going to try and be implacable and essentially load people up and push this golf cart, as fast as a golf cart will go with 6 people on it and the gear, and get rolling, right?
Yeah. The heaviest thing would probably be the people. We can't leave those. Okay. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll consider that. You're all loaded on. You can throw off the little arch cover thing from to lighten the load a little bit, load up into this thing. James, Bill, Maya, Mrs. Henderson, Nora, Leo, all of you on this thing. So this sounds like a plan. Are you down with this plan of taking all 6 people, Bill?
I think so, at least logistically. Yeah.
Okay. And James, are you down with this plan of taking all 6 people?
I don't see any reason. What's that?
Is that a hesitation I'm hearing?
No. I don't see any reason to put them into the them category for the moment. So I'm down with it. But I think I'm going to announce that I'm riding shotgun. And as I say that, I pull out my actual shotgun from my backpack.
Okay.
And
All right.
I will hand
it.
you one of the M16s instead.
Oh, even better.
All right. So I think that this is a plan that is steal, and I don't think there's significant disagreement. I do think with the guns and everything, you do have significant resources. So I'll give you a +1 on steal.
Okay, and I'll draw for it.
Draw for it. Let me make sure I got all the cards back. Yes, they are all back.
Okay, so that's 4 cards total.
Yep.
4 misses.
No.
No lie. Let's see if I can get them all out here.
So this, you throw open the garage door, and there's a swarm there, and you will gun this golf cart, and you get maybe 70, 80 feet out from the building. And we've already established that the ground is sodden. And there is that moment when you kind of come off over this lip and you hit the grass and the cart just goes into it. The wheels just kicking up mud in the back, and this cart is going nowhere, and the storm is coming.
From which direction?
There's some from the town that kind of coming. They're all bits and pieces. You might be able to. The easiest path is back to the station, or potentially you could try and bust through the line and get to the town, maybe to get some cover there.
Which direction are they least dense in?
Oh, geez. With a miss, I'd say they're least dense in the direction back to the police station.
Okay, but the police station, I heard that grenade go off. The outer walls are probably compromised. But...
So, James, what do you do?
Well, we have to move, so leave everything.
Okay. James, what do you want to do?
I think my first reaction is probably, as a true xenophobe, is to hold myself back up. So I think I yell to Nora, we've got to go back. We've got to go back. And if any zombies get close enough, I'm just gonna shoot them.
Okay. So boom, start with gunfire to protect Bill. What do you want to do?
I think I'm just hiding behind probably Nora, actually, crazy enough. And, having Maya and Mrs. Henderson stick with me and just, look, we just need to form a perimeter, and move, and everybody, I don't got any weapons, so y'all protect me and Maya here and Mrs. Henderson. She's going to be a valued voter in this country one day.
I think as soon as James starts firing that gun, running away becomes it is no longer a viable option. We have to go back.
Okay. So you're going to try and flee back to the police station then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing the guns, and yeah, that's bringing the guns.
Okay. So let me ask you this: Are you kind of leading this and taking point, or are we just?
Well, Mr. President isn't going to take point.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to flip a card, which is my other card, Cowardly. You might be surprised. When revealed, I take +1 soul, so I'm up to 5 soul now. And while revealed, I can clear a stress when I convince someone else to take the lead on a plan.
All right, well, you can clear a stress there. So let's have you pull survival then, Nora. I should ask before you do this. Does either James or Bill want to pull a bite card to give Nora a +1 to lead you back?
I will. Like I've got Nora's back as much as I can.
Then just draw a bite card.
All right.
And I do not have Nora's back. I think I'm actually holding on to the back of her.
Fair enough.
You literally have my back.
What did I get? Oh shit. I got a threat escalation.
Okay.
Your current problem takes a turn for the worse. Big time.
Okay. So Nora, you're going to draw survival to get them back.
Okay, I got a miss, an opportunity, and an edge.
Okay. Do you want to mark a stress to make that opportunity into a triumph?
Will that?
Extra card? Did you draw the
Yeah,
extra?
yeah, I did 3.
Okay. All right.
So I only had 2 survival.
Okay.
I think.
So yes on the stress spending.
Yeah, it's just stress, right? Not any bite cards.
Right.
Okay.
So you will get back into the police station, get back into there, and yeah, as you thought, once you get in there and you like pull the garage door down, you will hear from inside the police station now, kind of echoing through the hallways, the sound of those chompers.
Okay, but we can get up on the roof from here, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Is that where you want to go?
Lock the door, the other door to the garage first.
Okay.
I mean, all these doors are probably pretty heavy.
Sure. So you want to barricade yourself, right?
Barricade the room and then go upstairs.
Sure. Well, let's make either James or Bill make this pull for the barricading. How's that sound?
Even with my bum shoulder, I'm probably more useful than Bill. So
I agree.
So draw survival.
Okay. So I do have the -1, but
If
my survival is, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's a zombie movie. You can't actually help with that. I forgot.
Yeah, but my survival is a 4 now, so I still get 3 cards.
Okay.
So, and was it all reshuffled and stuff?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I got an edge, a triumph, and an edge.
Okay.
So I did a good job.
Yeah. So you absolutely secure the garage, and all of you can get up onto the roof safely. And you know, this is as probably as dusk is starting to fall here. You know, the twilight of Everglades and all the mosquitoes and gnats and things starting to bite at you out here in the muggy Florida summer evening, and just the like frogs or crickets in the distance in the swamp. It's just the sounds of those chomps and teeth chattering and so on, kind of surrounding the building en masse here as you kind of settle in for the night.
I've probably got like the prescription pills at least, just like in my pockets. And I want to offer, I don't know, some of the Vicodin to James for his injury.
That seems fair. If you want, we can say that this is a rest, and the two of you who have those ongoing injuries can clear those -1s.
Does
Vicodin and such.
And to Grandma as well.
And Maya will say, I don't know if she should have that prescription. She's very sensitive to prescription medicines.
I look at the old woman. Does it hurt?
Okay.
Honest question. Does it hurt? Do you need this?
She's like, what's going on?
Maya, please.
Are we going to watch the stars? I do love watching the stars. When my husband gets here, he'll probably bring us a picnic basket.
That's exactly what we're going to do. How about you lie down?
Yeah. Oh, should though sometimes he brings a little too much of the beer, you know. So yeah, I'll just sit here and have a little lay down here.
Yeah, and there's not much else to do. I think I also lie down and watch the stars.
And I think we get that scene of you all kind of waking up in the morning, and tell me, how is it that you get back? How do you what sacrifice that you six have to make to get back to the hospital, Nora?
Well, my hope was that they will have dispersed enough that we can sneak off in the morning or afternoon, maybe. But
I think to be able to do that, I'm going to need something to be lost.
yeah, it's gonna be. I don't even know her name. The old woman,
Mrs. Henderson.
Mrs. Henderson. And depending on how bad this goes, possibly Bill.
Well, when you wake up in the morning, you will see that during the night, Mrs. Henderson is passed. And Maya doesn't look upset. She looks more maybe guilty.
Well, she made a decision I didn't have to.
And then you're going to attempt to flee the dead. All right.
Any objections?
Nope, I don't see any other way forward.
All right. So this is a last ditch effort. This is it. You guys have burned through your chances. That golf cart. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, we are fairly well armed.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to go point? Because I mean, mechanically speaking, I think I have a better chance than you do, Nora. Also,
yeah,
my survival is 3, or actually, no, it's more than that now, right?
It's 4 with the
yeah.
So you're going to take point and suffer whatever harm comes.
I shall.
Okay.
Bill was going in the back.
Yeah, Bill, do you want to draw a bite card to support his action?
No.
All right. Nora, do you want to draw a bite card to support his action?
I will.
Okay.
I refuse her bite card. Can I do that?
Nope.
No, okay.
Just one?
Just one.
Threat. Something breaks.
All right.
Surviving in your environment, something.
So let me ask you this then. You're going to give him an extra card. He's going to draw 5 cards. There's almost no chance this could go terribly wrong at this point, but you do lose something. Is it the meds? Is it the guns? Is it the solar charger? Is it Leo? Is it Maya?
I mean, we have a lot of guns. If those break, would it be all of them or some?
I think you probably lose about half the weaponry that you were going to bring. Like a duffel bag might get lost here.
Okay. I mean, now I feel responsible for Leo.
Absolutely.
The weaponry.
At least he's not a 6-year-old girl.
The weaponry.
All right. So let's have you pull a desperate rush. to get across here. Let's have you pull, James.
Yes.
5 cards.
5 cards, and oh, it's so many of them that I can't even see them all. One of them is a triumph.
Triumph. So, Bill, in this rush, in this caravan, in this mad dash back, what do we see on screen of you?
I think I'm just kind of holding on to Nora as like she's like my safety blanket almost.
Okay.
Whether she likes it or not, like I've deemed her like the head of my Secret Service, and I think with every like noise that's not something we're doing, I'm just like freaking out and almost kind of holding them back a little bit, but somehow they just keep going and pulling me along with them.
And Nora, how is it that that you do lose those weapons? Is it that they get jammed as you're firing them, or is it that some get dropped, or what is it? You're muted.
If we're firing them, yeah, like they've been unattended. Maybe we like took the ones that were like under repair anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We probably also drop a few, and like they just get so muddy that they're unusable, and like we can't stop to fix them now, so we just leave them.
Absolutely. Some shots, some jam up. They didn't send the highest quality stuff. Anyway, and it'd been humid and wet, so we do see some shots of you shooting some in the heads, them falling back, moving along from building to building in the town, then getting across the parking lot, heading more. James, what do we see of you in that last dash up to the walls of the hospital?
I think I actually ran out of ammo and I switched over to my battle axe, and and then like there are like some zombies like make a mad dash at me, and yeah, I take these like these wide arching swings, and I just like cleave like the tops of their head like right off, maybe like 2 in a row, something like that.
And Leo's like clearly holy shit when he sees that, and maybe you see him take you maybe a little more seriously at that point, and you guys will get back to the hospital, but push inside.
Can I try something first?
Sure. What?
So I want to like Usher or not Andrew, sorry, James and Leo and Maya forward, like ahead of me.
Okay.
And Bill, you're still clinging onto my back.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I wanna like get them in first, and then go to enter, and then like kind of stop and turn around. And like just as we're about to enter, I want to pull my actual service revolver that I've like kept all this time and raise it and say, like, we're probably in that open area we like had that speech, and I just want to say, this place looks familiar, and shoot you in the head.
All right. So she gets to draw savagery, but you get to interfere if you want, Bill.
Yeah, I suppose I'll interfere.
Okay. So interfering means that you're going to get to draw. She's going to draw the savagery cards, and then you can mark a stress to draw 2 cards and replace one of her cards with one of your cards.
Okay.
So let me make sure we got everything back on the table. So hang on one sec. Let me recall this.
Stress is better than having your head gone.
Fair enough. So go ahead and draw savagery. Nor.
Okay, can I push myself here or no?
Yeah. Well, if you get an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is your savagery?
3.
3. So draw 3 cards.
Can't see them, they're too high.
Can you drag them out onto the table?
I have a miss, an opportunity, and a triumph.
Okay. So the best that you can get then, Bill, is to make her spend a stress to shoot you in the head. With that brilliant draw. So do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll go and still do it. Just
okay.
Go through pull the cards.
Okay. In that case, on a triumph, you get to choose 3 of the results from turn to violence. Inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm, resist marking stress, and avoid collateral damage. Which of those do you not care about?
So I choose 3, and the one remaining is the one that happens.
Is the extra one that so it's the one that doesn't happen. So which one are you leaving out of your picks?
Okay. Well, I would like to inflict terrible harm, obviously.
Okay. Obviously.
Also avoid collateral damage.
Okay. And
I guess suffer a little harm would be the next most important.
So you just mark a stress. And then, Bill, I'm going to reshuffle the survivor deck. And Bill, you are going to draw 1 card.
And it's a miss.
She pulls the gun up. What do you say? What do you say before she puts a bullet in your head?
Come on, honey. This is America. This is America.
This is America, and we don't suffer cowards.
And James, you're inside. You see Belle. She's running towards you, and then you hear a boom. The gunshot outside. 1 shot.
I think, wow, because I guess I don't really know exactly what's happening, but I think I rush forward and I grab a hold of Belle and I just like envelop her like in my arms, and actually pick her up and like I'm just like running to like cover whatever the closest safest place looks like.
So she doesn't have to see anything, so you can get her to safety.
Yeah.
Bill, how do you think you're remembered?
Not fondly.
Okay.
I think at first there are some people who are sad that I'm not there. And then they just realize that it's not really sadness. It's just that they've grown accustomed to being annoyed. And it's just something is missing from their lives. And it takes a little while, maybe a week or 2, and they realize that thing missing from their lives is actually, it's good that it's missing.
Nice. Andrew, how are you remembered?
I don't think many people here remember me. I was kind of a pain in the ass for the cops, other than Leo. Leo remembers me and kind of, stands up a little bit. He's still shifty as fuck, but he's tries a little bit harder than he used to. Helps out a little bit more, not much.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be more nervous and more respectful of James. Tells stories about the grenades, tells stories about the battle axes. He's the one who keeps your memory alive. as long as that can be kept alive. And James, what is the epilogue for you? What do we see of you, in the immediate aftermath or in the days to come?
I think immediately you see sort of like this heartfelt embrace between James and Sally, who I imagine has been pretty worried in my absence. And then I think
openly, like actually revealing.
Oh, that's right. Yes. No more pretenses.
Okay.
We're going to display our love. And anyways, our husband's surely dead.
Absolutely. Awesome. I like that change and that evolution for you. And Nora, what about you? What do we see about you in the aftermath of all this, of you shooting the president in the head?
I mean, I feel like the cops at least would get it. And like those are the only people who really matter to me, aside from like Belle, who I'm obviously not going to tell.
Right.
I think we do see her like walking past the hospital chapel a few times and like not going in.
Oh, nice. Where Percy tries to get you to come in to talk about things, but you just keep walking.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, in spite of all the trouble that we went to, we actually didn't get much out of this. We got like some guns and grenades and
medical supplies.
We had to leave it all behind.
You've got the first aid kit.
Don't though. We left it in the golf cart.
Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. Well, you get a solar panel kit. There you go.
That in the golf cart too.
What?
We only took the weapons.
Delicious.
And like I've got some Vicodin in my pockets.
And that is Zombie World. There we go. Thank you guys very much for playing this with me and trying out this system. I hope this was enjoyable. Robert, I want to thank you particularly for leaning into the asshole role, because that is a tough role to do. I want to say bravo for you to embrace that and bring it back today. Like you pulled back from that at several opportunities that I gave you to be terrible. You took one, but then you didn't take the other one. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. It was fun.
Good. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, so that's it. I guess for the thing is, I guess I would ask, what I've been doing lately is go around, and if people want to point to things that they really dug, that they thought they enjoyed, that they want to highlight, and then maybe go around and see if there are things that you would like to have seen more of, or had a chance to do more of, or that kind of thing. So the first round, things you want to point to as highlights. Stephen, let me start with you.
The game really brought forth the desperation that you would expect from this kind of story. And I really found a lot of the description and the hard decisions and the moves to be very evocative. They were very good. They really pushed everything forward. You failed forward, and there were really hard decisions in there. It was, do you leave that person outside in the cold? What do you do now? It was good. The deck of cards also helps, the suspense.
Yeah, there's an interesting push your luck thing that it's doing there that I kind of dig. Mm-hmm. Sarah, anything you want to point to that you dug particularly?
I liked everyone's characters. I don't know, like that moment of like instant connection with names. Andrew, when like his dog tags came out, and I'm like, oh, like brother in arms kind of thing. That was neat for me.
Yeah.
What was your other card? Did we see both of your cards?
No, we didn't. It was overbearing.
My other card was fixated.
That's an
Oh.
interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I got to shoot the future president in the head, like right after everything that we went through to get you back. Okay.
That was interesting scene, and the PvP mechanics are tough. There's every chance in the world that you would not have been able to do that. So that was like I think the only pull you could have made to definitively succeed there was having the opportunity and the triumph. Robert, anything you want to point to in terms of people's play, in terms of things you dug about the sessions, about the system?
I did really like just the way you guys let me be an asshole, I guess. You guys went along with it really well. And I thought just the way the system works, like that first session, I kept nailing all of those rolls based on soul, or not rolls, but card pulls based on soul. So it really let me lean into it, like, oh yeah, you know what? This guy is pretty cocky. But then when he actually gets out, in the thick of it, his survival was 1. I was failing everything. So that, it worked as designed, I guess. It was very, very fun.
Yeah, that's a good classic contrast. And I appreciate you leaning into that, because you knew what the risks were there. Larry, anything you want to point to? Stuff you dug particularly?
I agree. I think everyone's characterizations were really cool. I think the cards are like the secret cards are an interesting mechanic. It gives you some like guidance and like how to role play your character. And then I was like trying to figure out like what would be like the most dramatic moment and most appropriate moment to like sort of like reveal those things. I think I like that mechanic.
An interesting side effect of those is the GM doesn't actually know them either. So
right, yeah.
I generated those cards like a week ahead of time so that I forgot them by the time I sent them to you. So I had no idea what you actually had. And at the table, as the GM, you don't know what people have as their past or their trauma, which is actually, as a GM, is really fun.
Right. You're also discovering things as we play.
Yeah.
I also thought I have to agree with you that as people played and then they revealed their cards, it fits so perfectly into what they were playing. I was like, oh yeah, of course, you're an ex-boxer because you're playing that really well. I see that.
Yeah, I think everyone. Yeah, I think everyone like whatever melded it into the fiction like quite seamlessly. And then like the bite mechanic, that thing I thought was cool. I don't know if I fully understood it, like when we could use it, but I like the fact that you got the one bite in the deck, right, and then like you're slowly working your way down like that. I guess it's, I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of Dread or something like that. It's a very anxiety-provoking mechanic.
Yeah, and there are more moves that like give you the option to mark stress or draw a bite card. So there were some other things that could have been an option that we didn't hit, where we would have seen more of those cards get pulled.
Okay.
Yeah. Steven, back to you. Anything that you would have liked to have seen more of, engaged more in?
So one thing is the cards that I have, the mechanics didn't seem to apply. Either they were too narrow or they just didn't come up. There were things like whenever I try to restrain or block someone, I can draw an extra card. I can clear a stress whenever I go into avoidable danger. But mark a stress to keep anyone from interfering with my draw. I mean, a lot of those were very situational that didn't seem to come up very often.
Yeah, and I suspect that yeah, it's a good question of how those fit within a one shot. That's a good question. Yeah, especially if the GM isn't necessarily aware of them ahead of time to be able to move to lean into them.
So I dug the cards a lot, but I dug them more for story reasons than I did for mechanical reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, anything you wanted to point to that you would have liked to have seen more of or engaged more with?
Something I kind of wish I'd done differently, and I think it's because like these are things my character would do, but I kind of
Mhm.
wish I'd like pulled back in places and like let you guys kind of taken things a little more.
Okay, I think that's a fair thing. Though, you know, I'm glad I was able to put as much pressure on Nora as I did. So I think that maybe helped other people not have to make as many hard choices. But I think that's fair. Yeah. Anything else?
No, like the game worked really well,
Okay.
and I did like it a lot. Like it felt very urgent.
Robert, anything you want to point to you would have liked to see more of?
I guess the only thing is I wish. I mean, I guess it all just kind of happened this way, but there was some slow period there where it was like 3 of them doing one thing and then me doing one thing. So if I had somehow gotten back with the party sooner, and I realized I kind of also messed that up too, and I was like, no, let's just go for the power plant. So it just happened that way, but
Yeah, you know, I had this in another session where people got split off like this, and I always find that hard to make that thing, and I probably should have hard framed it more to get you there, because I think we probably could have skipped at least one segment and gotten you in there earlier. So that's on me, and yeah, I think that's I think that's a fair assessment.
it did leave me with plenty of other characters who were very easily disposable.
Yes. Larry, anything you want to point to that you would like to see more of, engage more with?
I mean, sort of along those same lines, actually. Like I hesitated before joining the other group because I did leave Bill alone. I thought it made more sense in the fiction, but I did feel bad that I didn't get to interact with Bill because we had kind of since we had like a past together and everything. I thought that would have been, could have been some interesting role play. I also was sad that I never got to get confronted by Sally's husband.
Yes.
Either like alive or undead.
Husband for whatever reason. We don't know. We don't know what the story is behind that. So
Yeah. But otherwise, no, yeah, everything was a lot of fun.
I want to say it's just overall, I really appreciate you letting me put all of you in those hard choice situations and visibly showing your worry and nervousness about those choices. That's the stuff I dig for these kinds of games, and that nobody objected to me screaming into the microphone, but just before the break. So all good. Thank you all very much. It was great to play with all of you. A couple of you played with before, and Robert, Sarah, it was really a joy to play with you two for the first time. So thanks very, very much.
Thank you. That was very cool.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
back at
had
you.
a ton of fun.
I am going to stop the broadcast.